There comes a moment in every life when the silence gets too loud, when the excuses start to rot, when the waiting becomes a form of self-betrayal. You've been told to be patient, to wait your turn, to sit quietly in the hallway of life and hope the door opens. But let me ask you something. What if the door was never going to open on its own? What if you've been taught to wait in a world that only respects the bold? Because life does not reward hesitation. It rewards intention. It rewards movement. It rewards the one who walks to the edge of the cliff, looks down, and jumps, trusting their wings to grow on the way down. You've been sold a lie that if you're good, if you're humble, if you work hard in silence, someday someone will notice you, that the universe will owe you something. But here's the truth no one tells you. The universe owes you nothing. Success doesn't fall from the sky. It rises from within. It does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who demand it, who claim it with their mindset, their blood, their belief, their grit. Andrew Carnegie didn't wait. Thomas Edison didn't wait. Henry Ford, who had no formal education, no blueprint, no support from the world, didn't wait. They decided. They demanded. And the world bent. So why are you still waiting? What story are you telling yourself that makes it okay to postpone your greatness? Is it fear? Is it comfort? Is it the belief that you need permission? Let me remind you, kings never ask to rule. Warriors never beg for battle. And destiny bows only to those who rise. You think you have time. That's the greatest illusion of all. Time is not infinite. Neither is potential. You were not born to drift. You were not meant to be a background character in your own life. There is a fire that was placed in you the day you were born, and it's not meant to flicker quietly in a corner. It is meant to blaze so bright it sets the world on fire. But first, you must decide. Not wish, not want, not hope. Decide. That you will no longer be a servant to your doubts, that you will no longer be a prisoner of your past, that you will no longer tolerate mediocrity dressed up as patience. Stop waiting. Stop apologizing for your ambition. Stop dulling your shine because it makes others uncomfortable. Start demanding. Demand more from yourself. Demand more from your time. Demand more from the future you are building, brick by brick, thought by thought. Because if you don't, the world will hand you scraps, and you will call it fate. But it was never fate. It was you. You chose comfort over calling. You chose waiting over waging war. The truth is, you're not stuck. You're just scared. You're not unlucky. You're just undecided. And you're not behind. You're just underestimating how fast life can change when you finally commit. There is a version of you that exists on the other side of hesitation. A version that is bold, precise, unshakable. That version is not a fantasy. It's a decision. And you can make it now, today, this moment. No more waiting. No more someday. No more I'm not ready. Because truthfully, you were never meant to feel ready. You were meant to leap anyway. The battlefield is not out there. It's not your job. It's not your bank account. It's not the critics, the economy, or your competition. The real war is in your mind. And until you win there, you win nowhere. Napoleon Hill called it the golden key, the power of definiteness of purpose. He said, there is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it. But you've been taught to stay vague, to keep your dreams humble, to fear certainty. Let me tell you something bold. Your mind is your command center, not your prison. You don't need permission to think big. You don't need proof to believe. You need a decision. Because belief is not something you find. It's something you build. Belief is a hammer. You swing it every day against every wall of doubt, every brick of fear, every ceiling someone else placed above you. And you keep swinging until there's nothing left but possibility. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you believe is possible. And you'll never believe it's possible until you silence the voice in your head that says you can't. That voice, it's not yours. It's borrowed. From society, from family, from the past. You inherited it, but you don't have to keep it. You can return it right now. Replace it with one of your own, one that says, I am worthy, I am capable. I am done waiting for life to hand me breadcrumbs when I was born to feast. This is what Hill meant when he spoke of auto-suggestion, the daily programming of the mind through thought and repetition, not once, not for a week, but until it rewires the very fibers of your thinking. What are you telling yourself over and over again? That you're not good enough? That it's too late? That other people just have it? Then don't be surprised when your life mirrors your dialogue. Change the script. Wake up each morning and command your mind like a general leading an army. Feed it visions, feed it goals, feed it certainty, even if the world hasn't seen it yet. Because everything you see today, every skyscraper, every invention, every legacy, began first as belief. Unseen, unproven, ridiculed, but unshakable. Walt Disney was fired for lack of imagination. Thomas Edison was called foolish for believing he could harness light. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television. And every single one of them, every one, chose belief over bitterness. They chose to create their world, not just survive in someone else's. So I ask you again, what are you choosing? Because this is not about motivation. This is about mental ownership. This is about refusing to hand the steering wheel of your life to fear, doubt, or delay. This is about walking into every day like it's the proving ground of your future. No more sidelines, no more softness. You want to be rich in life? Then you better be ruthless with your mind. You must decide that your thoughts are either planting seeds or digging graves. There is no neutral. And if you do not train your mind to work for you, it will work against you with precision. But if you do train it, if you become its master, if you feed it clarity, vision, purpose, then it becomes your most powerful ally, your greatest asset, your secret weapon. Stop waiting. Start engineering your belief system with the same precision Edison applied to electricity, with the same faith Ford had when he built a car before roads even existed, with the same obsession Carnegie had when he saw steel not as a product, but as an empire. You were not born to think small. You were not born to hesitate, and you sure as hell weren't born to doubt yourself. You were born to command your thoughts, to build your belief, to master the only battlefield that truly matters. Because once the mind is conquered, the world follows.
So now the battlefield is clear. Your mind is aligned. Your belief is no longer fragile. You're not a beggar of fate anymore. You're a builder of future. But belief without action is like thunder without lightning. Loud, but powerless. You must move. You must act. You must walk the earth like someone who knows they were born for more. Because clarity without execution is a broken promise. How many people have dreams, visions, goals, but no action? They talk, they journal, they plan, but when the time comes to strike, they hesitate. You see, the world is full of people who almost did something great, almost launched the business, almost changed their life, almost believed in themselves, almost rose. But they waited for the right time, for the perfect mood, for the stars to align. Let me say this without apology. Waiting for the right time is the oldest form of self-sabotage. Do you think Carnegie waited until the steel was perfect? Do you think Ford waited until people understood him? Do you think Lincoln waited for peace before taking a stand? No. They moved while afraid. They acted while unsure. They walked through storms and built in the mud. Because winners don't wait for clarity, they create it. Every great structure in history, from pyramids to empires, started with one person moving forward without knowing how it would all come together. But they trusted two things, their vision and their discipline. And this is where most people get it wrong. They rely on motivation. They wait to feel inspired. But champions rely on discipline. Discipline is the moment you rise at 5 a.m., not because you want to, but because your future demands it. Discipline is the refusal to negotiate with your weakness. Discipline is the act of showing up every single day, regardless of weather, opinion, or outcome. Because you cannot negotiate with greatness. It does not bargain. It does not discount. It demands everything. And it returns more than you can ever imagine, but only to those who stay long enough in the fire. And make no mistake, there will be fire. Pain, rejection, confusion, isolation. This path is not for the weak, but neither is the life you dream of. If you want ease, stay average. If you want comfort, stay where you are. But if you want freedom, true inner unshakable freedom, then walk through the pain. Bend through the pressure. Bleed if you must, but do not stop. Because pain is not your enemy. It is your sculptor. Every failure is a chisel. Every rejection is a fire that purifies your purpose. Every setback is a test to see if you were serious when you said you wanted more. This world bows to relentlessness, to those who refuse to fold, to those who take life by the throat and say, "You will not ignore me." This is what Hill meant when he said, every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. But that seed only grows if you water it with resilience, with persistence, with the daily decision to keep going, even when no one is watching. And through it all, never lose your vision. Your vision is not optional. It is not a decoration. It is your internal compass, your lighthouse in the storm, your engine when everything else breaks. Hold it, refine it, see it when the world mocks it, defend it when life tries to erase it. Because if you let go of your vision, you let go of your power. Purpose, that's the next level. And purpose is not found. It is forged in discomfort, in action, in service, in silence. Purpose is not a cute quote on a wall. Purpose is the voice that wakes you up at 4 a.m. with fire in your lungs. It's the gut feeling that you were born to change something, to shift something, to leave this world different than how you found it. And it's that purpose, that relentless vision, that sets the foundation for legacy. Because legacy is not what you leave behind. It's what you build every time you choose effort over excuse. Every time you stand when you could sit. Every time you rise when life tries to drag you back into the dark. You are not here to just exist. You are not here to survive days, stack money, chase comfort, and die quietly. You are here to demand something greater from this life, to use every second as fuel, to leave fingerprints on time itself. So stop waiting. Stop sleeping on your gift. Stop bargaining with your destiny. Life is not a rehearsal. There are no redos. There is only now. And you have waited long enough. It's time to stop letting fear steal from you, to stop letting opinions cage you, to stop letting circumstance define you. From this moment on, you walk different. You speak different. You think different, because now you know you are the author of this story. Not your boss, not your past, not your genetics, not your failures. You. And you have the pen in your hand. Write like a warrior. Move like a king. Build like your life depends on it, because it does. When the dust settles, let it be said, you didn't wait. You demanded everything life had to give, and then you gave more in return. That's how legends are made. Not from waiting, from rising. Stop waiting. Start demanding from life, and don't you dare look back.